We're back at the drawing board. Well, I decided that eye was too close to the other one, or just something wasn't quite right about it, so we're gonna try and redo it. Okay, so I feel like I might have fixed my qualms. I never know for 100%. I never feel like, oh my god, yes, every proportion is correct. I like never feel that way. Unless I were to use the grid method, then I might almost feel that way, but even then I still don't. It's proportions are a thing. So we're about to record our pandemic special podcast here. Got the vibes going. My main goal for 2021 is just to learn how to be comfortable in my own skin and to accept my body and not try and force it to be anything it's not. To accept myself without makeup and to not compare myself to anyone. Just stop all the comparing altogether. We're going to lay on the glass because we can. Super cozy.
And it's warmer.
Yeah, we totally could.
We could bring that futon mattress out.
Yeah, we could. A midnight drawing session using thispersondoesnotexist.com. Hooray. He's sitting by my side. Sitting is my bestest friend. Ooh! Dogwoods. It's so pretty! This is where the Blair Witch lives. Passing by some precious friends. They are not food, they are friends. Hopefully, they are treated as such. Hopefully, cattle are not killed. Because I'm sure the little donkeys and ponies aren't. So, working on my drawing, I still feel like there's something wrong with the eyes, but I don't know what. So, in the meantime, I'm kind of just mapping out the hair a little bit. Okay, actually, I think I fixed the eyes. They were just a little too close together. I think they're good now. I'm never gonna get over the fact that they put cute animals on the packaging when they literally abuse, torture, and murder these cute animals.
Okay, so this is the book we're gonna be coloring. It's like all these different pages and stuff. So we're gonna be coloring this stuff. So
Can we show one of them to the camera? One of the pages?
look at this little guy.
Baby cows want to stay with their moms. Yes, they do. The dairy industry takes them away. All industries take them away. Let's see what else is in here. Save a cow, drink plant milks, almond, soy, oat, rice, cashew, macadamia, hemp, coconut, and more. Here's our masterpieces. Yay. A quick note. He got these coloring things from an activist, and I don't know if he got the crayons from the activist, but Crayola crayons are not vegan. I'm pretty sure they have some sort of byproduct from animal ag. It is a byproduct, but you do want to avoid Crayola and go for, there's a bunch of vegan crayon brands that you can just find online, but you know, I use them anyway just because they're already here. But yeah, good to know. Gotta check everything. Yeah? Just did a drawing session. I'm listening to the podcast Modern Love as well as the Breakdown with Sean King. Highly recommend them both. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is going well or not. It's honestly hard for me to tell. But time for therapy. It's podcast time. Pro tip for anyone who has a podcast or who wants to have a podcast, definitely do vocal warm-ups before you record, because when I don't do that, my voice always gets so tired, and when I do, it doesn't, and it's a lot easier to talk for an hour plus. I feel very motivated to commit to taking much better care of myself, my fitness, my health, and everything. And I have to work through these very strange and illogical limiting beliefs, such as I'm not pretty enough to make it worthwhile to go to the gym or to do yoga, and things like that. I have a habit of binging but without the purging, and also a habit of overeating and waiting too long to eat to the point where I feel like I have to overeat. I want to get to the bottom of why I'm doing that and figure that out as well. Oh my god, what is this cute ass bug on my arm right now? I've never seen a bug like this. So cute. As I'm doing yoga, listening to endless lawnmower noises. I am surrounded by so much cuteness and beauty. Like little tiny miniature flowers everywhere you look. The tiniest tiny little flowers. They're just everywhere. I can't stand it. It's so amazing. I love it. And then so many of these really thrive around here. It's so, I love it. So I have officially made it through 365 days straight of not wearing any makeup. 1 whole year of wearing no makeup. And for me, this was a huge deal because from age 14 to 24, I wore makeup to cover up my acne, to cover up my dark circles, to feel attractive. I felt atrocious and disgusting without it for a whole decade straight. I would wear it every single day to school for the most part, including in college. I would wear it to the grocery store, to the gym, pretty much anywhere in public for the most part. And if I, for any reason, wasn't wearing it in public, I felt like I wanted to hide, like I was disgusting. I didn't want to be seen at all. And I really didn't know how much I was so dependent and reliant on makeup until I completely cold turkey, went without it for a year straight. It forced me to try to accept my face without makeup, and that's not something that even after a whole year I can fully do, because a decade of programming, and even leading up to that decade, when I was a kid, you know, I've been programmed by advertisements, movies, the media, that my worth as a woman lies in my appearance, right? My physical appearance. You know, if I'm pretty, I'll get taken seriously. If I'm pretty, I'll be listened to. If I'm pretty, I will be loved. That kind of thing. And if not, then I won't have any of those things, and I'll be dismissed and cast to the side, basically. That's the messaging that I got. And the messaging that I got growing up was that in order to be pretty, you have to be very thin, flawless skin, flawless hair, striking eyes that really pop out, and basically just not being human, not having pores, not having normal imperfections. And I spent most of this time having acne, and before I went vegan, my acne was really severe. Like, I'll put a picture up. And however, even though going vegan obviously helped it tremendously, I still, at 25 years old, have acne, and I have a lot of scars. And my default, even after a whole entire year of not wearing makeup, is to still want to cover that up. Listen, I don't have anything against makeup as long as it's vegan and cruelty-free, so it's not hurting animals. I think it's, you know, self-expression, art, and whatever. However, when we live in a society where a man can walk out the door with his face and not do anything to change his face, and he can have skin discoloration, dark circles, acne, wrinkles, whatever it may be, and people will still think he's handsome and attractive, and they won't question him. They won't ask him if he's tired. They won't ask him if he's stressed. They won't ask him if he's sick. But if a woman does the same thing, she will be asked these questions. Oh, you look tired. Oh, are you sick? Are you feeling okay? It's like, no, I'm just not wearing makeup today. And the fact that men don't have to change anything about their face, but women do, that I feel like is a deep injustice. And I know injustice might sound like an exaggeration, but when it comes to the feelings of wanting to hide and feeling like you're disgusting and you need to cover up and hide in shame, those feelings can really fucking suck. So what have I learned after a whole year of not wearing makeup and also not styling my hair and going back to my natural color and all that? Well, I learned that it made me feel extremely unworthy of love. It made me struggle with immense insecurity in my relationship with my boyfriend, which has nothing to do with him and everything to do with me and the society's sickness that I have been programmed with. I learned that I have been spending a majority of my life kind of contorting the reality of what I look like, and that I don't have a perception of what I really look like. Sometimes I'm thinking I look a certain way, and then I see a picture of myself someone else took from an unflattering angle, and then I have to deal with all these emotions of like, oh my god, I don't really look how I thought I look like this instead. And then on the other hand, if I do get a flattering image of myself, I'm like, that's not really me, that can't be me, I look like this, what I'm seeing right now in the mirror. And just, I've realized that I was way too obsessed with my appearance, way too obsessed with fussing in the mirror, and way too obsessed with combining my worth and value with how I look physically. Over the last year, I dealt with feelings of, because I'm not wearing makeup and I go such long periods of time without feeling like genuinely attractive, because for me, I've been programmed to think that I can't feel genuinely attractive unless I have a full face of makeup, styled hair, and a nicely planned out outfit. I begin to feel so unworthy that I don't feel worthy of self-care. I don't feel worthy of going to the gym, of having a boyfriend, of being seen on camera, of posting any photos of myself whatsoever, of posting myself with my boyfriend. which led me to neglect my hygiene and self-care, which made this negative loop of me feeling unworthy, so me not taking care of myself, and then me feeling more unworthy because I haven't been taking care of myself, and just spinning and spinning and spinning to the point where I'm ashamed to go out in public and I want to hide under a blanket when I hang out with my boyfriend the whole time. Whenever I'm out doing activism or whatever, especially in the very beginning of the year, it got a lot better because I got more used to it, I guess, but especially in the beginning, I kept thinking about how people are probably looking at me like I'm the most disgusting thing they've ever seen, and just wanting to go home and be not seen by anybody. Growing up in middle school, like the end of middle school and high school and everything on social media, and always comparing selfies and other women and girls to myself has just not been a good thing. And I know that the best way for me to not constantly do that to myself is to not be on social media. So I've taken like long ass breaks, like month-long off social media, and right now I only go on there once a week to post about my content, and I don't look at my newsfeed because I know that there's extremely gorgeous women out there all over the whole world, and I just don't need to sit there comparing myself to them. I definitely look in the mirror a lot less. I'm trying to take selfies a lot less. One thing that helped me with that was moving my camera roll app to a folder where it wasn't as easily accessible, so that I couldn't just pop on there and judge my own appearance. I mean, I kid you not, for years and years and years of my life, back to even middle school, I would spend so much time taking so many selfies, trying to get the perfect angle, the perfect lighting, and then I would like one, but then later I would go tear it apart and be like, how did I possibly like that? It's such a waste of time. And I'm sorry, but I've never met a man who feels this way and who knows these struggles about their own face needing to be morphed and covered up. I've spent hours of my life researching nose jobs and other plastic surgeries, the prices of them, and trying to come up with plans for how I could come up with that money instead of planning for my actual future and my actual career or having a happy life. I've spent time either looking at people on social media or people on Google Images that are like celebrities, looking at them being like, oh my god, if I just had that eye color, then I could be happy. And it's such a waste of time, because like, who the fuck cares about an eye color? Even though it's been a whole year and my eyelashes have grown in so much and they look so much fuller and blah blah blah, and my skin tone, not my acne so much, like my acne is the same as it was a year ago, so this whole thing about makeup causing acne, no. But my skin is more even toned. It doesn't have as many like red splotches. Those are like the physical changes I noticed over the last year, but over the last year I haven't felt attractive, like, and if it was, it would be for a very fleeting moment, or it would be like that selfie of me that happens to be in extraordinarily exceptional lighting is good, and maybe if I looked like that all the time it would be okay, but I know that I don't, so I'm not going to even accept that that photo is even me. Like, this is what I go through in my head. Are men taking selfies of themselves and highly criticizing them? Maybe. I think for them it's more about the size of their muscles and things like that, because that's the programming they receive. Harmful nonetheless, but not as harmful or as much as what we go through. Do men get together and comment on the appearances of other men and their bodies and things they want to do to change their appearance? I'm pretty sure they don't, for the most part. Do men apologize for their fucking face? No, I've never heard or noticed a man being like, oh, sorry, or oh, I look like shit. No, they just show up and live their life. They don't have to worry about this shit. They weren't programmed to. After a whole year, I thought I would know how I feel about makeup and what to do, and I still don't really know. I know a little bit more than before, but I don't really know, like, am I gonna wear it again? Probably at some point. Am I not gonna wear it again? Am I like anti-makeup? I don't know. I just don't know. I'm just lost. I'm glad I did it because I obviously learned a lot and it pushed me extremely out of my comfort zone to go to public events and crowded towns without my usual disguise was very eye-opening. I'm glad I did it, but I can't necessarily say that I always enjoyed it, that's for sure. And I feel a little bit bitter and resentful that I feel this way about makeup and that it has had such an effect on my confidence and my posture and how I show up in the world. It's really ridiculous. I think that I have always had really obvious issues with my appearance and being disgusted with myself. I mean, even right now, I watch back some of these clips and I'm like, God, I'm not actually gonna put this, like, I'm gonna delete all of these, right? And I think wearing makeup for 10 years was a huge disservice because for 10 years straight, I never dealt with that or tried to do anything to improve that or to not be that way anymore. And 10 years is a long time to unlearn. Like, I don't think 1 year is long enough to unlearn 10 years. It's really not okay that when I was in fifth grade, before I went to school in the morning, I would put white eyeshadow from this play kit that wasn't even really real makeup, it was like a toy. But I would put white eyeshadow under my eyes because I was born with dark circles under my eyes. A lot of people probably look at me and think that it's because I'm vegan, because of the anti-vegan propaganda that's out there that isn't even true, but I was born with them, and even as young as fifth grade, I knew, like, oh, this is a flaw and this needs to be covered, and I would show up looking kind of stupid with blotches of white under my eye, and I should have been just worried about playing Foursquare, and, you know, boys didn't have to worry about covering something up as young as fifth fucking grade. I just don't think it's okay. So in conclusion, I'm just doing my very best to unlearn the bullshit of misogyny and the male gaze and to accept myself and learn how to be comfortable in my own skin. I think that so many of us women, and really anybody of any gender, but particularly people who identify with being a woman, are struggling with getting rid of the male gaze and trying to live up to the male gaze, and we're saying fuck it, and we want to start living in such a way where our physical looks, which we have no control over, are not negatively affecting our ability to live and be happy and feel worthy and feel loved. And I'm still figuring it out, and I'm gonna try to share. If I figure anything out, I'll share it with you. But yeah, I'm just trying in the meantime. Thank you so much for watching. If you are not yet vegan, please listen to the TEDx talk, Every Argument Against Veganism by Earthling Ed. Watch the Dominion Movement documentary free on YouTube or at watchdominion.com. There's no right way to do the wrong thing. We don't need animal products to survive. Extend your love and compassion for dogs and cats to all animals. Subscribe to my channel if you want to. Okay, bye.